Hey, what's up, Rashad? Antonio, Calrissian Kids, back, Mando. Chapter 20,
Uh-huh.
Foundling, season 3, episode
Oh
4.
Lord.
And all spoilers, this is your only warning because we're getting right into this. I enjoyed watching this at 6 o'clock in the morning so much. I was like,
Yeah.
and it was only like, to be honest, 27 minutes of runtime. This is
Yeah.
probably the shortest episode of the
Yeah.
entire series, and it
Yeah.
had so much in it.
This episode reminded me so much of like a Clone Wars episode come to life with seeing the Mandalorians do all the stuff they did in this episode because we never see when we usually see like gang deep Mandalorians, it's like they're mainly on the ground. You know what I'm saying? This is that
Mm-hmm.
like no, we saw like air battle, all that stuff. So Disney, Lucasfilms, Favreau, Filoni, they spared no expenses in doing this. I just had to get that out the
No,
way
you're
really
right,
soon.
because like this leads to my next point. So
Uh,
cool scene in the beginning. We see the kids and everybody outside just sparring and doing Mandalorian stuff. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Preparing for the inevitable battle. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So
yeah,
so, so they're fighting. So and we correctly predicted, it's Paz Vizsla's kids out there, and he's like sparring and he just flips some kid. And
yeah,
then Grogu was out there on the beach just chilling, really trying to get some food
yeah.
because it's
Right.
a little like crab rock things, and he's like, "Oh man,
I'm gonna tell you, at first, I thought he was gonna be doing like Jedi training at first because he was
yeah,
surrounded by, and he was sitting. I thought he was about to just have the rocks lift and like freak the daggone other folk out, but he ain't do that. He was just sitting there. The rock started moving. I was like, "Hold on, is he doing that?" And it was
I
like,
was
"Oh, they
like,
so."
I was like, yeah, your boy know the force more than that. He moved a whole
A
daggone horn thing
mud
that's
horn,
yeah, the mud
and
horn. So
stuff.
like, come on
Yeah,
now, like he's playing. So
yeah.
little subversion of expectations on their part.
Uh huh.
So Mando's like, hey man, it's time to stop playing these games, man. Leave these rocks alone. So
Yeah.
goes into this and yeah, I want him to spar next. And okay, all right. So was it me? Because I saw this like 3 times.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Was it me or was it like Papa Den, Mama Bo?
Yes. Yes.
Was it
I
like?
got.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Did you feel them vibes
I
too?
felt that on the first viewing,
Okay, okay,
especially
okay.
like what I'm saying. So like, yo, we got a challenge here, and they were looking like, yo, this little pipsqueak is go, fight this dude. What is like, he's good. And then like they bought the little guns, saying the paint guns to put on their wrist. You know, Den was giving the instructions. Bo was kind of like the reassuring mother. She put it on him and said, "It's gonna be okay. You're gonna do great.
I said,
It's gonna
yeah,
be
my dad was the same way.
my dad was look. My dad was the same way. You're gonna be okay. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I
He's
felt
he's he's
all of
just
that.
he's just proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh huh.
And it was funny because like Grogu was sitting there like, yo, I can't show these people my powers, yo, because of course he's had to suppress his true self basically the
Mm-hmm.
entire time. And the only time he really showed his powers is when either there's some sort of danger happening
Uh huh.
or when he was training with Luke.
Uh huh.
So, he said, yeah, man, Paz's kid, I forgot, he has like the dumbest name, by the way, too. Paz's kid was like, yo, we had a gun. So put the little dart guns on him.
Uh
He
huh.
killed him, attacked him twice. Then it's like, look, yo, you embarrassing me, boy.
Yeah.
Stop playing these games with these people out here.
The best part, but he looked at. He said, "She looking at me for," and for me that was personal. And I'm gonna tell you why that was personal for me. For Rashad, I growing up, I did martial arts
Yeah.
my whole life, and I remember like my first time as a 6-year-old kid doing martial arts, and the instructor put me in the ring to start learning how to fight. It did, it's my first time fighting. He put me in the ring with like a kid at the time who was like 12 or 13, but he was an older belt, and it's kind of like to get you used to it, what I'm saying? Fine. Man, I was about to freak out. I was like, yo, I'm sitting there like 6 years old looking at this kid like in my mind, that looks like a grown man. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And like he was like, all right, get ready. Right. And I turned and I looked at him and he was like, what you looking at me for? Fight. So I had a flashback right there when they did this.
No, no, yeah,
I
I
felt
feel you.
that.
I feel you. Grogu was like, Like you want me to do him, yo? He like this ain't no competition.
Right, yeah.
So Grogu flips
Uh-huh.
back over him, and tags him 3 times,
Yeah,
right?
so he said ba, 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 ba. Three, just like that. 3 hits. There's like, well, 3 hits.
And
Winner.
and Paz's little boy walks off like a true Vizsla. So I also wanted to talk about how.
But also, did you see how Paz was glad that happened though too?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Oh, what was the phrase? Was the phrase? The phrase was um
sometimes it's like listen or
yeah, only you one the one who speaks is the one who knows, something like that.
yeah, right,
Yeah,
yes, one
yeah,
speaks who
yeah.
knows. And like Dennis said that the Paz's son, because he was like this kid, and he was like the one that speaks no or something like that. And then after he's lost, Paz looked and was like, said the same thing, like, yeah, kid, you had to learn, this the
Yeah.
hard
You
way.
gotta get humble, yo. You might say, like,
Yeah,
remember this 2 days ago, you almost got ate by the crocodile turtle monster thing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And so he walks off away, you know what I'm saying, tail between his legs.
uh-huh.
And are we in the X-Men Savage Lands? Because like yo,
Sauron came and snatched the fuck
what is going on, yo? Like whole ass pterodactyl came and got him, yo. Like
yo, and that thing like, and I'm just sitting here watching this like, yo, this kid sucks, yo. He's always getting attacked by. So these wild beasts got a beef with this dude, man.
yo, they don't
real.
like him, yo.
They don't like him. And like, they was like, oh, snap. And Mando, like a regular Mandalorian, then they got it. My man was like, yo, you gonna hit the kid. No, we ain't doing that. They was like, let's go. They was traveling for a long
Is it
time.
the realest part of the whole thing was like, yo, they ran out of fuel in their
Yeah,
jetpacks.
they
And I've
ran.
never that thought never crossed my
Never.
mind.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just as a logic point. But it was so good. They said, hey. These jetpacks ain't gonna last forever, yo.
Yeah.
So that was real smart.
He was like, yeah, it always happens around this part when we try to chase this thing, man. For
So
real.
this been happening. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, are y'all stupid? Like how many times y'all gonna get attacked by these? He said, yo, this happens all the time.
like, do we not have a lookout? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we not have one person to be like, hey, we about to do some training. Hey, y'all on the lookout for, you know what I'm saying, these wild stuff or whatnot.
Yes, we need a system. Like y'all are just getting picked off.
Yeah.
One by one by the native beast. You know what I'm saying? Not even by like other clans. Not just wildlife is taking y'all out. Y'all got to do a better job than that, yo.
Right. And then even, and so when they start running out, that's when Bo is in her ship and she's following and she's like, all right, I saw where it went, but I didn't want to get too close.
Yo, and that scene of her catching up to it and the sunlight before the title car hit. I was like, yo. They, like you said earlier, yo, they spent their money on this season, yo. They was not like, yo. I feel like John Favreau was like, oh, like y'all think we playing games with this? Y'all don't like Obi-Wan. Y'all thought Obi-Wan was corny, huh? Y'all ain't like Mando too. Y'all thought Book of Boba Fett was corny too, huh? Oh, we got something for y'all. We gonna win all y'all back.
Right. So like, she comes back was like, hey, look, I ain't want to get too close to the ship because that would have freaked it. They probably would have killed it or whatnot. And they was just trying to figure out, saying how we gonna play this. And she's like, and they're like, where's it at? Oh, it's the top of this peak right here. And they're like, really? And she's like, look, I used to climb a peak like this back home. Yo, I'm gonna get close enough. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get it. And then Den was like, yo, I'm going with you. And then, Paz was like, Paz didn't say that. The armorer was like, well, we're gonna send Paz and also some troops with you as well for backup. Or whatnot. And they was like, all right, this is the way. And so, so they go out and then they find a spot, they camp out. And this is when you start to see more of the Mandalorian traditions of the old ways, considering, like I said, Bo didn't really stick to the old ways. That was Death Watch was all about the old ways and everything. And so she, they're sitting there and they like, well, we're gonna make camp. We'll make camp right here, and then in the morning we'll go get the kid. And I was like, y'all are being real willy-nilly about a child who's, you know what I'm saying, missing, like, but hey, whatever. So they set up camp and they get ready to eat. and Bo's looking, and I can just imagine her face under her helmet because you just see her head, and I can imagine her face like, and then she just leans over.
What am I supposed to be doing right now?
She just goes, "How are we supposed to eat with our helmets on? But how are we supposed to eat with our helmets on?" And then he just look and he just says, "Oh, you when we get your food, you go find your own place so you can remove your helmet and eat." And that's what everyone does. And that's what everyone starts to do. They hand out the food. And then Bo's like, all right, bet, leaving. And then Paz said, no, you are the leader of this mission right here. The leader stays at the campfire. This is the way. And walks away. And you see, she's kind of like, all right, bet. And then she looked. And the thing is, you saw how she looked to make sure. She was like, all right. And then takes her helmet off. And then she just sits there for a minute. It's like she's contemplating. And I think that's her really like starting to possibly maybe understand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What it is they go to and why they are, as I guess you could say, fanatical as it is about it, because she's starting to be indoctrinated into their, you know what I'm saying, into their way of life. The next morning happens, they wake up, you know, like, all right, let's head on up. They get to the base of the peak and they start climbing, and they are climbing.
Yes.
Did you notice though when they got to the top? When they got to the top, like you said, this has happened before. They get to the top and they don't see the monster. They don't see the little pterodactyl thing or whatever. But you see like Mandalorian helmets.
Yes. Yes. I saw that. I was like, yo, that's not your boy's helmet, yo.
Yeah, because that helmet that was just laying there was red and white. And that kid's helmet was blue. And like there was
what is y'all doing, yo?
Right. And they're like, hey, do you see any sign of them? No. So Den says, I see a heat signature over there. My man Paz there. He jumps over. He's like, hey, man, chill. No, wait. He was like, yo, that's my son. And that's when you like, oh.
It's like, yeah, thought so.
Right. Yeah, we knew. We kind of knew it already, but it was like, oh, you got it, Jack. He runs, and then what happens? He gets too close, and this basically was like 3 baby pterodactyls that were as big as hell as the mama. And like he was like, oh snap. And you know what happens in the wildlife when babies or cubs or whatever start, you know, the parent might be leaving to go get food and stuff. They come back and the babies are crying because they hear the babies crying, like, yo, what's going on with my kid? He tries to hide himself under some brush. Under some brush or whatever. And then I'm sitting there looking, and there was like, where's the kid? We don't see the kid. Did you see possibly the wildest thing I think I have seen in Star Wars in a minute? Yo, that's possibly the wildest thing I have seen in a minute. You just see the pterodactyl get where the kids are and just go
regurgitated that bastard.
And he threw the kid up. And I was like, is that kid still alive? And you hear the kid, help! I was dying laughing. That pterodactyl did the bad got reaction.
Hey yo, they definitely was about to baby bird that kid's in
yo, my man saw that, was like, yo, and they can't go try to fight, and it became an air battle where you know, he ended up biting Paz and holding Paz in his mouth.
He had him in the mouth and had the kid on his talons. I'm like, yo, his whole family about to die today.
Well, that's the end of the Vizsla household. They dead,
Vizsla's gone.
Vizsla's gone. Then what happened? Oh yeah, so then that's when you start to see like a basically Mandalorian air fight.
You know what it looked like a lot? It looks a lot like the aerial fight at the beginning of Falcon and Winter Soldier when he was fighting Batroc the Leaper. Like, so that it was almost like the way it was shot, it looks just like that. And I also want to commend whoever did the photography and the design for this whole action scene. I'm sorry, not little. This great action scene.
Yeah, right.
Because I also appreciate how they were knocking Mandalorians out of the sky, and they use a little bit of sense of physics in regards to them putting their jetpacks on, having to get their balance, then shoot back up instead of just like making it smooth like it's a
Yeah.
cartoon. So
Yeah.
yeah, like they did a real good job of thinking about like, okay, how's this gonna look? How should it
Yeah.
play? How can we play with gravity and just show the weight of the situation?
Yeah, because Bo had got smacked by one of them daggone
Hard.
wings hard, and you saw her kind of falling, and she kind of had to readjust herself to get her, make sure that she was the upright. So when the thrusters fired for the pack, she wouldn't shoot down or to the side or nothing like that. And it basically was a team effort, and Bo basically saved the day, man. She latched on, to it and started stabbing that chick in the face. And the
Yes.
other ones, they were smart by taking their little rope whips and putting it on the wings.
Yeah, because the last one, got him and got her rather, and got her good, and he eventually just spiraled down.
Right.
And guess who shows up? I said, if that turtle, dinosaur, crocodile eats this thing, I'm gonna be so pissed. And it's sure enough ate that thing.
Ate that thing.
I was like, yo,
that crocodile turtle thing must have saw what Vagar did. Game of Thrones reference, but that's what
Tony.
That thing came out of nowhere, like, oh snap, and just ate it down like
R.I.P. to our sweet boy.
R.I.P. to Luke.
Yeah, Luke. He wasn't off for the Luke Saris, man. Anyway, so meanwhile, while this is happening, let's go back to Grogu. And to me, it was really like Auntie Armorer and little Grogu. You know what I'm saying? It really felt like, all right, your parents is out. You gotta spend the day at your people's house.
Come, Grogu.
Yeah. Like, he's like, oh shit, okay. I guess I gotta go with Auntie today. So he's talking to she's talking to Grogu just about the ways of the Mandalorian. And I'm like, yo, she's about to make him something. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
So as I'm excited about that, I was like, what he's gonna get? And you see he's like super small and stuff. And then all of a sudden she's banging away. Yo, man, it's happening.
PTSD. That child is having a PTSD flashback because with every hand it was like, oh shit, and you just saw, and it started putting his head. I was like, yo, stop, lady! Don't you see this dude over here tripping?
Nah, she probably was still talking.
Yeah,
about the lore of the Mandalorians.
Yeah. And the next thing you know, what do you see? You go back to the night of Order 66. Order 66 at the Jedi Temple. And you kind of see that view that we saw in season 2 of The Mandalorian when Ahsoka was trying to read his mind to see what happened in Order 66. You kind of see that view where you saw like the Jedis that were trying to protect Grogu. And we're still trying to figure out what's so special about Grogu, why they were protected. So they were doing a thing trying to protect him.
No, they did not. It was a bunch of people died for Grogu.
They died. Like they got in the elevator, went on up, and all this. And the next thing you know, we see a black Jedi.
I look. That's Ahmed Best.
I said they are redeeming Ahmed Best. Hallelujah. And if you don't know who Ahmed Best is the voice and motion character for possibly the most hated character in Star Wars history, Jar Jar Binks.
And I was, because again, 6 o'clock, I was like, yo. I said, yeah. Black Jedi. Okay. I was like, hold on. That's Ahmed Best.
Right. At first I saw black and it was like a bald headed Jedi. I said, or is this supposed to be the Mace Windu or whatever?
I said, nah, he turned around and said, nah, he's too young to be.
I said, no, I'm too young to be. Wait, I saw that green lightsaber and I was like, well, yeah, he did lose it. I was like, hold on. I had to stop her. I said, that's Ahmed Best. That's Jar Jar or whatever. So shout out to Filoni and, Favreau and them for basically kind of redeeming that man to where he can play a character that people are gonna like because people like
because like they gave that man hell, for years. Like it's well documented that he was like, it wasn't until maybe like a couple of years ago
Mhm.
at Celebration where he actually
Yeah,
started to embrace being
yeah,
Star Wars again and really come to terms with it, which is like,
yeah,
ridiculous. But yeah, anyway,
yeah.
this again, a
And that was the
gr-
same year that Christian Hayden came out too,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
he
Hayden
had been
Christensen.
gone to
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
Christian, yeah, Hayden
It's
Christian,
okay. That's all right.
yeah,
I think that was like
like
2019.
19. Yeah, I think it was like right before the
Or so-
pandemic.
pandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I'm at best and is a Jedi, which I just love. And then
uh
the chase scene from him getting from the temple to like this
huh.
like landing pad so he can get on that ship, which looked like one of those like
It was a
Naboo.
Naboo. It was a
Yeah.
Naboo. It
Okay.
was a
Yeah. I know I
Naboo
was like one
starship.
of those
Oh
Naboo
yeah,
ships. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it still harkens back to his time. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Prequels, which is a good little head nod to that. And it was just a really great scene. And seeing Grogu basically still in the thing, still closing this thing when he gets scared and opening back
Uh-huh.
up.
Yeah.
And I'm at best just wrecking shop. And
Yeah.
it was great, man. It was a real great scene.
And then they got away. So I guess we're gonna probably find out hopefully later on this season, what I'm saying, like, what happened, where did go Grogu end up? Because you got to remember that happened. Order 66 happened like this. So wait a minute. So Mandalorian is like what, 6 years, 10 years
Yeah,
after
yeah. It
six,
started like 6 years after like
right?
basically like six BBY.
Yeah, 6 years after the Battle of Yavin, and so that's after Return of the Jedi for those that don't know. And so that's like almost what, 25,
30
30 years.
years, something like that.
Yeah, 25, 30 years that's in between, because Grogu is the same age as Anakin Skywalker. So Anakin Skywalker at that time period was about what, 25
Yeah,
ish or so, 25 or
yeah.
so, because Grogu I think now is like about 52,
50
50,
some change.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
50 and
yeah.
some change or whatever. So there's a whole what, 30 something years of, what I'm
Straight
saying,
gap.
where the hell is Grogu been? You know what I'm saying? Like we saw him at the end of the pilot episode of Mandalorian, where the Nictos had him or whatnot, and it's like, how did he get from there to where he was at that, what I'm saying, with the Nictos that had him. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so yeah, that was nice to see. That was nice to see, because I think that's one thing everyone still wanted to see. And also too, God, it still looks so good. The clone trooper steel uniforms and Vader's fist, his blue and white clone troopers, they still look so good
Hmm.
and everything, man. And
Yeah.
it
It
was
was a
dope.
great scene, man. And
Yeah.
between them and even um Bad Batch, like showing
Mm-hmm.
Coruscant and how Coruscant
Mm-hmm.
like evolved over the time is like, it's been real just a real good to see. I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying from a visual standpoint, because we always used to seeing it from like one just a prequel look. But yeah,
Yeah.
cool scene. So end of the episode.
So Grogu
Um,
comes
oh,
back.
my
So
bad,
yeah,
my
no,
bad,
here.
my bad. Grogu comes back, so and he's like, actually, so to me, this is the thing. I think he's starting to embrace being a Mandalorian as well. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because it really showed how like, basically like you're safe with us. It's like the thing is like, like the strength in numbers, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak. That's why
Mm-hmm.
like they keep getting picked off because they kind of complacent for some
Right.
reason. But anyway, I can't dig on them for so much.
Right.
So Grogu comes to and gives Grogu like this basically what looks like it should be the arm thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. But they use it for
And
the
use it as like a chest place over his chainmail. And
uh-huh.
she said, "Yeah, you'll grow into it," and puts it on him. So it's real cool to see them embrace him, even though he is so different. Like your man's not even humanoid; he's like a thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I really like that whole found family aspect of the
Mm-hmm.
Mandalorians. Is a real. It's actually like a
Yeah.
touching part of the story. So
Because his clan is just a clan of two, with him and Den with the Mudhorn as their sigil for their clan or whatever.
yeah,
So then what we get Bo-Katan and what I'm saying, the rest of the Mandalorians, and then them come back triumphant. They found little Paz Vizsla's son and everything. Everyone is crossing it up, giving a little clink clink clink, clinking the gauntlets
Yeah, I
together.
like that. Yeah, everybody throw up your X,
X
X,
X
X.
X X. So give it to
Yes.
you.
The back.
Back of the anyway. So
Anyway, so when so we saw that,
uh-huh.
and so she goes to Bo and said, "Hey, appreciate you, fam. You did the
Uh-huh.
best thing you could do as a Mandalorian, and you saved the Foundling." You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
she said, "Look, I see you need a repair. Got you, big dog. Let's go
And she said,
back."
"Oh, before you do that, I got 3 more foundlings for you too."
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
Oh,
they and you know what? I figured that was going to happen. They took those baby pterodactyls back to the oven. She was like, and the armor was like, I see. So I could see them using them as kind of like pets and what I'm saying, learning basically to ride those things or whatever too.
Yo, he
And,
had like a big like piece of steak trying to lure the thing
yeah.
out the ship. That was hilarious.
Yeah, for real. So yeah, so we go back to the armor, and the armor was like, "Yep, we got you. Don't worry. This and that. We're gonna replace your little shoulder because her right shoulder Beskar pad came off, and that had like the night owl on it because she had 2 night owl signals, and then she was like, the armor was like, so do you want another night owl up there? And then she was like, is it wrong for me if I want the mythosaur? And she was like, the mythosaur belongs to all Mandalorians. And she was like, And then Bo finally sits there and look, and she says it. What if I was to tell you that I saw a mythosaur? And she was like, yes, many people have prophetic dreams where they see things. And
The funny thing was like she said, "What if I told you that I saw it?"
Yeah.
She said, "Saw what?"
Right, that's fine. Yeah. What if he said I saw? She was like, saw what?
What you talking about, yo?
Like, girl, the hell you talking about? The hell you talking about? Like, what do you saw? What? A mythosaur. And she was like,
see no damn mythosaur.
Like, she humored her. It was like, many people see prophetic things or whatever like that. But
visions and when you get down with the way, you know what I'm saying? Everybody sees visions and dreams here.
Visions and dreams. She was like, no, I saw like a mythosaur when I was down in the the waters in the mines and the waters of Mandalore. And she was like, well, people see different things when they people even see more different things. She's just like kind of like blown off, like, girl, I ain't got time to play me. I got to finish making this shoulder pad thing for you. And then she was like, no, I saw. And she was like, well, you saw what you saw. Basically, like, you saw what you saw.
She hit it with the "it is what it is."
Right. You know what? You saw what you saw, and it is what it is. But hey, so be it. So from there, this is where we come to the question: is Bo-Katan really coming into the way of the Mandalorians? This is the way that they do their Mandalorian, or is she just using them and bringing up the mythosaur so she can finally prove herself, because she's proven herself now with them, to gain backers to be like, yo, I should be your leader. And she gonna try to ride that thing.
I really feel like it could be both.
Right.
Because you know what Bo-Katan feels like to me?
What's that?
She feels like Donnie Brasco. You know what I'm saying? Like she's basically undercover.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she's starting to believe the people that surround her. Like she like, yo, like, fam, like you really the op. You're not really supposed to be down with them for real.
Yeah.
And now she's starting like, yo, like these people actually have some actual validity to what they're saying.
Yeah,
And
she's starting to get in too deep.
Exactly. So that's exactly what I think it is. And I'm still thinking that it's going to be either her or Din to unite all clans, and it's going to be more of a cohesive thing, and not be so like clandestine in how they deal with the inner workings of all the Mandalorians. But yeah, I thought about that too. I'm like, yo, she's trying to angle it, or she's really like, hey, you the
Yeah.
leader here. Like this was like I'm not playing games, y'all. Like I really saw this thing, yo.
Right. Like I know what I saw like under there with that. So yeah, I mean, once again, another great episode, of this show so far this
Yes.
season. And I don't know how many episodes in the season. Is it
10.
10? And we are
10.
and next week is the halfway point. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're moving along. And here's the thing: the story is making sense. That's the thing. The story is making sense and is moving along. They're not lingering, and they're not lingering too much. But this is great. Also, shout out to the director of this episode, Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carl Weathers.
He
Carl
does
Weathers.
he does like the best episodes that have action in it. Because
Yeah.
he did an episode like the first season that had like the train when they had to go and they saw the Snooks on the mountain and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did episode. I forgot what episode he did in season 2.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to Rick Famuyiwa, who was basically the showrunner for this season. And you can tell because like a lot of his episodes were the better episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's doing a good job of, just directing everybody in his production, man. Good, great episode, man. I can't even. It just was a really good episode. Like I can't lie.
I really didn't have anything like negative or like a question.
Nah. Oh, got some comments from last week, though. Hold on, yo. So like, oh yeah, quick social media update. Like, I just want to let y'all know, man. If y'all like watch us on TikTok, thank you. We've been like, is low key blew up. The post that I made is at like 114K right now. So
oh wow, yeah, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man. Like I had somebody who was like, hold on, let me put this volume down. It's about to be loud. So somebody said, basically talking about Paz last week. He said he's not mad at Jen, he's mad at Bo-Katan. He holds her responsible for the fall of Death Watch and the purge of Mandalore, which he is right. Yeah, and I just was like, basically, he's mad at both of them. You know what I'm saying? Because he essentially got best by Din. I'm saying more than once, basically.
Right.
And he also had to save Din multiple times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's the one that saved them in the first season when he went back to God, what was the planet they was on? And they hit in the
Navar.
And Moff Gideon, Navar and Moff Gideon and them had the trap laid for him, and the Mandalorians came out of nowhere and kind of helped him out and stuff like that.
Yeah, because after that,
he gave him the Iron Man thumbs up when he was on the ship. So
because of Din, they had to like basically leave because they they had nowhere to hide. That was some Eric the Goat 213. That 213, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like definitely thank you. We also almost at 700 on YouTube. So if you watch this whole thing, you should have been already subscribed to this.
Yes.
And man, keep on supporting. We'll be back next Wednesday with another one, man.
Yeah, another one. Yeah. And also too, man, if you didn't check out Bad Batch episode this week too.
Great episode.
And 2 more episodes left this season. So when that's done, we will do a the final quarter, wrap up of that show. But yeah, this week was another great episode as well. But yeah, man. Yeah.
Banger, man. Yeah,
we appreciate, as always though, we appreciate you guys, man.
Definitely. We'll be back next week. Till next time.